I am ready when you are.
Good evening and welcome to another broadcast. I'm Adam Shelton, mental health advocate, and tonight I am privileged to have the brilliant actor that is Cameron Bell, star of Soft Hands, which we're going to be talking about tonight. Now he is, and this is a very long bio, so bear with me guys. He is a first of his in his family to go into the acting profession, although there's mention of a distant relative being an army musician. In primary school, and this is for the girls, his ultimate love for acting was started by his Year 6 drama teacher, Mr. Andrew Hammond, who is the brother of former Top Gear presenter Richard Hammond. He firmly believes that his acting career would never have had a chance without the joy of that he got from being taught by Andrew. He started acting in school plays when he was 12 years old, playing a driver in the musical Oh, What a Lovely War. Before then, he would enjoy going to the theatre and family trips, usually to see Blood Brothers. Classic. He was never academic. That's fine. That was left to his sister, who was made head girl at a primary school and still has the ability to get A's in just about any test you put in front of her. He wasn't particularly popular in secondary school, but he managed to find his own success in being the cast supporting and leading roles in every school play he did, and he's quite proud of that. And you know what? I'm proud of that as well.
Oh, thanks so much.
Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, it's great to be on. Thank you for having me.
And obviously, which we just said before we went on, Cameron's had struggles with mental health as well, just a few years ago. So I want to start by, obviously, you may as well say your role model is Andrew Hammond, but what was your life before, inside your mind, you thought, I want to be an actor?
That's always a really good question because there are so many influences that I had when I was younger. One of them definitely has to be the joy and the sheer love that I got from Andrew Hammond, being taught by him in drama when I was in Year 6. I think around that time, I think I must have gone and see Blood Brothers about 9 times when I was young. And I remember sitting in the audience when I would go to the show and thinking, where do they go? Like, when you can't see them and when they all go off, where do they go? You know, what's the world back there? And that was sort of the first inkling that I was really quite interested in knowing and quite interested in finding out about acting. But no, it was the fire started definitely with Andrew Hammond. He was just so passionate about acting and threw all his energy into teaching. He also taught me English. So he was just a bit of a shining light when I was younger, in order to pursue my dreams and really kind of be the person who I could be. So no, I do owe my formative interest in acting to Andrew, definitely.
Absolutely. And obviously the way it is, because of your struggles with mental health, you could have seen that as more of a coping mechanism, with like a distraction, because obviously like my distraction is doing things like this, constantly being busy with this, because obviously if we just stop doing what we're doing, we're going to sink back into those feelings, we're going to have those suicidal thoughts. And this brings me on to the next one is the acting Soft Hands, because this is your first film, and I was privileged to sit there and watch it all. And you know what? I only said one word after that, and I said, wow. Wow.
Wow, thank you very much.
Because obviously, I can't recommend people watching this enough, because there's just lack of understanding when it comes to equality being treated the same to others. And if people don't understand now about being in this situation, I'm sorry, but they don't belong in people's lives. They don't.
It's interesting because when we sat down, the director and one of the co-writers, Darren, he's a very good friend of mine, and he phoned me up and he said, "Look, I've got a script. Come and meet me in a pub in Islington, and we'll read the script. I had actually had you in mind." Of course I jumped on the opportunity to go and read this, and actually what drew me to the role of Kieran was that he didn't, although he's written as a you know, he does counter bits of homophobia, he does obstacles, he doesn't act like a victim, because he can give back to his father, and he can give back to his bullies. So I liked was the inner strength that Kieran had, and it was just him trying to navigate his world.
Yeah.
And obviously through my experience, I could bring different levels of reality to that role. But I really enjoyed playing Kieran. I really did. I didn't necessarily know the weight of the role until people started watching. So I role was going to be important to people, but just how important, I don't think people realise. Certainly, I didn't realise until other people started watching it and started giving me all this wonderful feedback that I would never have dreamt of getting for any role that I played. So it's a feeling that the film does hit home and does people emotionally, and that's a wonderful thing.
Yeah, because obviously what I learnt from that film, it wasn't that long. It was only over what, about 25, half an hour max.
Yeah.
And it taught me that having that sort of sexuality is okay, because it's a personal choice. And not only that, but it teaches you also to stand up to bullies, because I grew up being bullied all my life, and the reaction I got for it to stop, well, more calming down rather than stopping, is to react the way they wanted. And now, obviously, I was just bullied. I tried being bullied the other day, and normally I'm intimidated by that, but I actually kept calm. I knew what to say, and that was it. Enough is enough. So, for what you did in that film, if I had a hat, I'd take it off. I really would. And I think we've lost him, guys. I don't know. Cameron?
I'm really sorry, Adam. Well, yes, I'm here. Sorry, you froze. I don't know who that was. uh, um, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Oh, right. No, no. Just getting back. We will take something different from the film, and if it just hits home for one person, that's job done. I remember we had a screening of it at the Rainbow Umbrella Film Festival in North London, and we watched the film. It was the first time that anybody else had seen it publicly at a film festival.
Yeah.
And I went along and I sat in of the screen, and I was really quite nervous because I'd suddenly realised that there were other people coming to see this film. And the film finished and the credits rolled, and there was an applause that stood throughout the entire credits, which was just the most unexpected thing that I could have imagined, and I was just on a high. And downstairs in the bar afterwards, about 10 minutes afterwards, a guy came up to me and he said, and I said, yeah, I was. And he said, well, I was sitting behind you because it's given me the strength that I need to be able to open up and admit that I have mental health issues.
Yeah.
Which even the film, although the film doesn't directly deal with mental health issues, just he was able to connect with the film in a way that made him comfortable to kind of be himself. And mental illness, it's always said that you are not your mental illness, but it's okay to say that you're living with your mental illness.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And if the film does that for one person who comes to see it, that's a wonderful feeling, and that's really wonderful to see. So I was so happy for him.
And I've got total respect for you, mate. I really do.
Thank you.
And I know we're having a few technical issues tonight, but I'm saying this live right now. This will not be the only video I'll bring you on. It will not. I'll bring you on again. Don't worry.
Thank you.
Anytime. We'll probably use a different platform. I don't know. But it's been beautiful technology. Beautiful.
It's great.
Oh yes. So obviously, straight up, because obviously I know we don't have long on these videos. I want to know the Cameron Bell itself. What's next?
Well, because I've locked everything kind of slowed right down. So I've been kind of taking these last couple of months as a opportunity to recharge personally, because the couple of months before lockdown, I was furiously promoting plans,
Yeah.
festivals and online. And I've started doing that again just to kind of get the productivity full swing, because there's a chance there's a film festival in Spain, which the film has been nominated for 4 awards.
Wow.
I've been nominated for Best Lead Actor. So it's kind of beginning the ball rolling again. I kind of feel that I'm ready to kind of power on and to get back up to speed again. It's been nice. The recharge has been nice. Of course, it's presented issues. Lockdown's not been ideal for anybody really, but I found the positives from it. The positives that
absolutely. Because obviously, I know it's a massive negative for people who are experiencing mental health, or even if they're living with learning disabilities, just like myself. It has been difficult, but I've learned to, because I've always taught people, like I've taught myself, I've taught everyone else, where there's a negative, a positive isn't that far behind. And obviously, I've now learned to turn that negative into a positive. Yes, I've got my opinion on all this lockdown, but that's for a different day. But this positive is, I'm doing things like this. I am reaching out, and I've gained qualifications in mental health, and now I'm helping people with their mental health by doing these videos.
Well, I mean, that's a wonderful thing. I think the best thing in the world is that we are in a position, we're very lucky in respect, because we're in a position where we do have technology to connect and communicate with people, and we do have email, and so
Yeah.
as you say, that for every negative there is a positive, that you sometimes look a bit harder, sometimes it's actually easy to see.
Yeah.
No, I think that it's a time, and the future is uncertain, but there's no reason that we can't make it what we want from it, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. And yes, this is how it is. Lockdown won't last forever. And my advice, because obviously I'll be getting some advice off Cameron soon, and because that's my next question. But my advice is always take this lockdown like it's a storm, because storms don't last forever. It may be here now, a black cloud's over you, but it will go away. Clouds will disappear. That's my advice. Can you add to that?
Yeah, I totally agree. It's like anything in life, including mental illness. Of course, when it's stormy, and different people have to deal with mental illnesses in different ways. So it can be very stormy for different reasons in different ways. But you just have to kind of focus on the fact that these storms do pass.
Yes.
There is light, and it's like that with every kind of negative situation. Um, Even without having mental illnesses, let's say that you're stressed and you're frazzled, and you've got so many things on top of you. It's only temporary. And it's very important to remember that there are things that I would say, if you are suffering, if you are having a bit of a dark moment, is just to go out and go for a walk. Or have a cup of tea, or do something that makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Which of course is easier said than done in some cases. But if it doesn't work, if none of that works, curl up in your duvet and just watch some TV. And that's, be good to yourself, be kind to yourself. My mum is always saying that. She works with people who have gone through mental illnesses. And she said to somebody on the phone the other day, she said, you know what? If none of what I'm saying works, none of what I'm saying helps, just curl up in your duvet and watch some rubbish TV. And that will sort itself out.
But absolutely, yes, watch TV, but stay away from the news, because
Yes,
they're always advising to social distance. Don't listen to that, because people are going to say that, and people are about to go attack me on this with what I'm about to say. I have never social distanced, never, since March. I've actually done the total opposite, and that's become social connected, because there's people on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, WhatsApp, Instagram, even Zoom. There's people out there.
I totally agree. It's only physically that we're socially distancing, but mentally and emotionally, there's no reason why we can't socially connect with each other. And I think that's a wonderful sentiment, actually. I don't think many people realize it. Because, as I said earlier, we've got technology, we've got phones, FaceTime, Zoom, and it doesn't mean that. It means that we can be close to people, even though we can't technically be close to people, which I just think is a wonderful thing. Connection is very important, because humans by nature are not meant to be solitary beings. We need interaction with people, which makes this period especially difficult, because even though we've kind of come out of lockdown, we still can't hug anyone. We still can't, get within 2 meters of family members, or all our family members. And that presents challenges. So there is nothing stopping us from picking up the phone, or, meeting somewhere in the park. The weather's lovely. Well, it's sort of lovely now. And
Not here.
yeah,
Not here.
there's the not there. Where are you? Where are you? Are you?
Where am I? I'm
Yeah.
actually in Lancashire.
Oh, are you? Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'm down south in Guildford.
Oh, well, there you go then. There
So
you go.
I'm in leafy. Yeah. Yeah. So there's. I think turning negatives into a positive is very important for having a healthy mindset and for dealing with those sort of darker times that you go through. Of course, easier said than done in some points, but it's always good to remember. I think it's important that people do remember that.
Yeah. So obviously this comes to my final question, and straight up, blunt as it comes. After lockdown, will there be a soft hands 2?
Uh, oh, that's a very interesting question.
Or can you not give anything away when it comes to that?
Be very to see to go back. No, no. But personally, if I think it would be interesting to see where Kieran's story would develop. I mean, there's no just here and now. Right as of now, there is no plan for a sequel. But I'd be very interested to revisit Kieran and see where he's gone. See if his relationship with his father has been improved or not. I think I'd be very interested in that, definitely.
Brilliant. And you know what? I would love to talk longer, but with the time and the technical issues, which clearly are not on our side tonight, you've been absolutely brilliant coming on. And don't be a stranger. Do not be a stranger.
Absolutely not. Adam, it's been wonderful being on. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. You're more than welcome. And on that note, I'll end this broadcast here. See you later.